Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my recovery. This is your great host, Chameleon. As promised, today I have a video for you. Um, I was going to do the total risk factors and then go risk factor, then protective factor. But I have four major risk factors, and that would mean also four protective factors if I go down each one of those. And that video would probably be like an hour or two long. So today I'm just going to we'll go over the risk factors today. Next week I'll do one on the protective factors. The major reason why I'm doing this is that the protective factors has a lot of links, URLs in it to help out. And if I just keep, I don't know, I just I don't think it'd make a good video of me going back and forth and reading every one of these URLs. I'm going to have to somehow summarize it up to where I'm not constantly reading all this URL, and I can just put it all down in the description, and you guys can just click on the links down there. I can just tell you what website it is and just kind of summarize these. But for the risk factors, actually for both of these, I'm getting this from a playbook for parents and teens. It says protecting your teenagers' well-being and handling challenges they may face. Partnership to end addiction. This is from I got it from it's drugfree.org, and that's the name of it. Playbook for parents of teens. Um, Another thing I want to let's see, what is it? I want to recommend. I finished. I always start off with something that I've been doing in my life, or something that's a question that's been bothering me, or a question that I think's funny, or something like that. So, what I want to do is I'm gonna recommend. I've been talking to my son about today. Uh, I finished a anime today that would probably go in my top 10 animes of all time. I bet. I mean, it is absolutely tremendously good. The funny thing is that it's a Yuri anime, which really surprised me. Um, well, I don't know if Yuri would be the right word, but it's, a girl falling in love with another girl, which is the romance part of it. But the romance doesn't have a big play in the whole storyline, and which that doesn't bother me either way. It's just I usually don't tend to like those animes as much because they're usually for girls. You know what I mean? So they're not. It's not the fact that it has anything to do with lesbians or bi or anything like that. It's just the fact they're more directed towards girls. But this one it's a mobile suit Gundam, and it's the Witch of Mercury. The Witch of Mercury. It has 2 seasons and like 24 episodes total, and it is a wild ride. The second season is spectacular of that show. Um, it hurts. It hurts. That whole second season hurt to watch. It really did. The ending's kind of weird. It could just because the way the whole show was, but it's still a good ending. It's a great ending. It's just more, I don't know, childish when I would like, considering how the rest of the show is more adult-like. But anyways, okay. So here we go. Let's go to the playbook for parents and teens. Protecting your teenager's well-being and handling challenges that they may face. uh, let's see. Okay. Now, what are risk factors? And I will say, what are protective factors? It says some kids sail through childhood and adolescence without major difficulty, while others have problems of various kinds along the way. This can often be traced to two things: risk factors or protective factors. Risk factors are characteristics or circumstances in a child's life that increase the likelihood that they will experience more difficult challenges. This includes mental health problems or substance use. On the other hand, proactive factors are characteristics or circumstances that can serve as buffers against negative outcomes. It says, The good news is that there's a great deal that parents can do to strengthen proactive factors and minimize or guard against the risk factors in your child's life. And it's like this playbook tells you how and provides resources that can help. Now, the reason why risk factors make sense is because, since we looked at like risk factors of other ailments like cancer and diabetes, um, it's also important to look at the risk factors that can apply to children, right? Or anybody, really. Um, so, since, protection of disease. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble talking today. All right, so risk factor number one, we have mental health issues. It says extensive research from the Kaiser Permanent Division of Research and other reputable resources, reputable sources, shows that if mental health issues such as ADHD, anxiety, and depression can be identified and addressed early, they are less likely to be associated with serious problems as the child ages into their teen and young adult years. Mental health issues identified in the teen years can often co-occur with substance use. This happens when some kids turn to nicotine, alcohol, or other drugs as a way of self-medicating for a mental health problem. Self-harm such as cutting, burning, or punching is another way some kids cope. It's often hard to tell what is a mental health problem and what is normal teen moodiness or acting out. With mental health issues generally, it's an ongoing pattern of worrisome behavior. This pattern, observed over an extended period, should cause concern and you should explore any ongoing mental health concerns with your child's healthcare provider and/or a mental health specialist. Additionally, Parents' own untreated mental health issues may place their children at higher risk of developing substance use disorders and mental health problems. Likewise, parents should do parents should do all you can to promote exercise, good nutrition, and regular adequate sleep, all of which directly impact teens' mental and physical health. Says the Kaiser Permanent Division of Research shows that children who had trauma or stress-related diagnosis before age 12 were 23% more likely than other children to develop a substance use problem in their teens. Children who had a self-harm diagnosis before age 12 were almost 5 times more likely. Wow. Okay, number two, we have of the risk factors, we have behavioral issues. I have no idea why I can't talk today or read. It says taking early action can help you avoid problematic behaviors as they grow older. You can do this by demonstrating your support as a parent, finding ways for them to take healthy risks, and helping them develop resilience and social skills. We take a closer look at three issues: sensation seeking, impulsivity, and a lack of school connectedness. Sensation seeking is a desire for new experiences and excitement, often the kinds of experiences that make your heart pound and take your breath away. While there can be an upside to this, it can also open the door to injury prone activities, accidents, and substance use. Try and find ways for your daredevil teen to take healthy risks that involve little physical danger. Look for physical, mental, or social challenges that can help the thrill or overcome fear or hesitancy. Hesitancy. Jeez, can't talk today. With all act, we all act without thinking through consequences at times. For some teens, impulsivity can be a problem when it impacts relationships, self-esteem, and school performance. Examples include interrupting others' dramatic emotional responses, stealing, lying, and aggressive behavior. Help channel your child's impulsive behavior into games and the pursuit of set goals. Teach skills and offer incentives to check impulses. Help your child learn to delay rewards rather than demand instant ones. Some teens may feel that they don't belong at their school or that teachers and students don't care about them. This fosters a lack of school connectedness. As a result, they are more likely to engage in risky behaviors, including having sex at a young age, substance use, and gang involvement, in addition to poor grades and attendance. You can help by finding ways to motivate your teen to participate and achieve. Look for opportunities where they can master skills, be involved in the community, and take on volunteer activities. This can help build teens' confidence and social skills and reduce risky behaviors. As with mental health disorders, it can be challenging to tell the difference between normal teen behavior and a serious problem. Again, parents should be alert to an ongoing pattern of worrisome behavior. Dangerous or bullying behaviors, picking fights, stealing, vandalism, abusive behavior are causes for concern and for seeking professional help. Okay, risk factor number 3, we have environmental issues. Today, peer pressure has expanded to include social media. Platforms like Instagram and Snapchat can be fun, inspiring, and can even build community, but they can also be dangerous and intimidating. It's another space for parent monitoring and management. Stress can also come from other areas of kids' environment, including the family dynamic at home. Parental monitoring contributes to key protective factors. It includes knowing your child's friends and where they are after school, as well as setting and enforcing basic rules such as curfews and no substance use. This is not easy as teens become more independent. However, there are strategies that you can adopt to stay aware of your teens' activities and to guard against negative influences. Some of the same strategies used to build resilience and an ability to cope with social or school stresses or stress arising from childhood trauma can also help teens deal effectively with the pressures and sometimes the bullying and meanness of social media. It's critical to keep open communication with your children, even though teens may resist frequent and lengthy conversations with you. You can be supportive while clearly communicating your expectations about behavior. It's also important to model healthy behaviors, including responsible use of alcohol and legal substances. When parents consistently use nicotine, alcohol, or other substances to cope with their own stress, it teaches kids that this is a viable and acceptable strategy for dealing with the pressures in their lives. Finally, safeguarding substances such as tobacco, alcohol, and prescription medication at home is key to preventing experimentation and keeping kids safe. The last one we have, I think, yeah, the last one we have is early substance use. Um, it says, this is from a parent team. It says, I practice absolute transparency. I had a meth addiction in my youth, and I want to be honest about my past. I want to answer questions honestly and have my kids be honest with me. Parent team. That's what I told you before was my number one rule with my son was to be upfront about my addiction, to show him how my life was impacted by my addiction. So when it came time for him to make a choice, he would have all the information needed, right? Okay, so risk factor, early substance use. Parents should take early substance use by their teen child seriously. This is especially critical if there are mental health, behavioral, or environmental issues present. These risk factors make it more likely that early use, particularly frequent early use, may develop into a substance use disorder, sometimes referred to as addiction. In recent years, research has uncovered a lot more information about the serious and potentially irreversible effects of early alcohol and substance use on the adolescent brain. An additional factor of concern is a family history of addiction. You can communicate this risk to your teen while helping them to develop skills for coping with stress and reducing anxiety. Okay, that is all the risk factors here that I have. They came out of this playbook, anyways. Um, I actually think they kind of went over, didn't they? If I'm not mistaken. I think they actually went over like some of the protective stuff, right? Didn't they? Well, I'm pretty sure they did. I mean, they kind of told you a little bit what they did, but we'll do another video on them anyways, just to make sure. Which, I mean, all they are is just resources. Like I said, all they give you on these things is different resources that you can go to help out. So, I mean, I was planning on telling you, doing a video of those anyways, but I'm just, figured I can, correct myself here. Because they do tell you why it is important for the risk factors in each one of those. They do tell you a little bit on how to help your child be more resilient to these things. So those are the four major risk factors, four major risk factors I want to go over today. Next week we'll do the four extra protective factors that you can do or have to help you. And like I said, most of them are websites. They link you to guides, and there's guides that you can read. And I might go through them myself and look at them a little bit, maybe, and see if there's anything I want to pick apart. But most likely, I'll probably just read them, just like I did today, so that way you get all the information. But anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day.